The late adopter. Hi guys, how you doing? Welcome to a new Bitcoin Daily, 9 a.m. Central European time, on the dollar every single day. You know, depends on where the dollar is, but you know, we gotta do this because, you know, we gotta know what happened in altcoins, what happened in Bitcoin, what happened with everything in the crypto. Right now Bitcoin is actually in green. It was, you know, I think entire morning, entire day in red. So right now it's 0.12% in green, which is okay, but we had, you know, very bad weekly close. We knew what it's gonna get, you know, so we are not that scared, but we are holding still very nice support. Hopefully that's gonna still stick, so we're gonna see what's gonna happen. How's everybody in the chat doing? Bea is in the chat. I think that's Bea from the other channel, from the crypto, you know, crypto valuta channel. I could be wrong, but I think that's it. Trucker Chef Life, Amen, how you doing? Gaber is here. Batch Guitar, the green name. Let's go, bang, 9 a.m. As always. Morning Brett, M21, Mr. J and PL is in the chat. So we got a couple of guys in the chat. Hit the like button, guys. Hit the like button if you haven't hit the like button. So we're gonna check out what's happening in Bitcoin. I don't think there is any, you know, special news happening right now, at least not from what I heard. ZIL is up 7-8% today. You know, a little bit up here, you know, but it's you know, it's pulled back a big time. You know, ZIL was actually a big pumper. It went up like something like, I don't know how much it went up. It went up big time. It went up, you know, 4.6x. So it pulled back 50%. So maybe it's trying to find some kind of bottom down there. But ZIL is one of the very few coins that is actually, you know, in big green numbers. Besides that, everything is still in red. That said, guys, Bitcoin weekly time frame. We closed below the 50 and the 20 moving average down here, unfortunately. So you can see here went up, made some doji at the top up here, and went right back down. Now these three candles is what we call evening star doji, and oftentimes it can indicate some kind of reversal. It doesn't have to indicate reversal, but it can indicate reversal towards the top up here. Now this is already technically played out, but it can definitely continue on the downside now that we have done this. So what we are looking for this week right now is for this candle up here to pop all the way up above this, you know, 5,000 levels up here, above the 50 moving average. You know, preferably, you know, above everything up here, you know, towards the upside. But you know, if we can just get back above the moving averages, this is gonna be looking very and bullish and strong, if we can manage to do that. Now right now, you know, we right now have, you know, 6 days and 16 hours left, so it's gonna take a little while for this candle over here to close. So we won't be looking that much on the weekly time frame from now on. There was a major support down here that we broke as well on the downside, which is not actually a good sign either. This support down here got broken on the downside. You know, best case scenario, we just close somewhere up here, you know, and that would be good. But you know, we blasted through everything and closed below the support as well. So right now the only thing we have below us is this 10 moving average down here on the weekly time frame. That's around something like, what's that at right now? That's at something like 41,300 or something like that, but that's a weekly support level. But it's an important one to, you know, notice. So it's not gonna take a lot, you know, for us to, you know, get back down again to some kind of low levels if that's supposed to happen. So is there other things that are bad? Not really. This move on the downside is on the daily time frame is playing as expected. We are coming to this very nice support on the 50 moving average up here. We are still holding it. So until we break on the downside, you know, this is a normal move the way we see it, right? So let's pull it up here. The line. So this is the line that we are looking for, because this line of the triangle, we've been looking for this for a long time. The triangle is still holding the pull down to the line that we said, you know, most probably you should get some kind of support at. Right now we are hitting that over here towards downside. This is the 50, 100 and the trend line up here, you know, all converging around this. Right now at 42,000 levels. It went all the way down as low as 41,750, but, and we said 41,800 so should be support, but you know, that's in ballpark area over here. So this ballpark area up here is right now holding very nicely. So if we for whatever reason fall inside the triangle on the downside, now that's the bad thing, right? And then the worst thing is if we exited the triangle on the downside down here. So we don't want to do that, and as long as we are doing this over here, you know, just consolidating here, just trying to find some kind of bottom, that's fine, but we eventually will need to pump towards the upside. Now, when we're gonna pump, what's gonna happen? We've been looking at this 4-hourly time frame up here for a while now, and especially down here, it was creating some very strong indication of the bottom. There was double bottom here. There was confirmed there was bullish engulfing candle. We went above the moving averages. We went above the 10 moving average up here. So everything worked out nicely. And you see here what happened just before the daily close and the weekly close down here. We just dumped back down again, big time on the downside. So we tried to climb, and then something happened and big time on the downside. You can see down here that the support got broken. On the downside. We tried to get it back up again, but right now we are crashing towards the downside again. There's still 3 hours left on this candle over here. So down the rabbit hole we go. And there is no divergence on the chart, although it might seem that there is divergence. If you join something like this over here, you should probably join something like this over here, and there is no divergence up here, right? So there is no divergence. It's playing out, as it should be playing out when it's going towards the downside, and it is creating these low, but it is breaking these trends up here, right? So this was the trend up here as well. Over here, it broke the trend. It started going up. Right now, pulling back down to the trend. So right now, the supports we have is the trend line down here. Is the 50 and 200 moving average. Sorry, 50 and 100 moving average. The trend line, and right now this short-term trend line as well acting as support. There is a huge amount of support right down here. The question is, are we gonna bounce up from this level or not? A little bit hard to see, and I haven't seen any other kind of special pattern up here forming. Up here, maybe something like this. Yeah, this was the rejection over here, and down here we've been looking at this channel up here as well. But it kind of looks kind of a little bit weak, a little bit weak. Maybe something like this up here. Could we draw it like this? Could it be full image? Nah, it's not full image. So it might be some kind of channel, something happening down here, but we are still looking at that support right up below us over here and waiting for some kind of bounce, some kind of indication that something's gonna happen. But I'm not seeing anything else. So if you guys are in the chat, I see some kind of pattern here on the small time frames, 4-hourly time frames, something like that, that I'm not seeing, please do tell me, because the only thing I see right now is this channel, and beside the channel we don't have anything else. But there is strong support here at 41.8, still hoping that that's gonna pump us towards the upside. Also, we got like 5 days left until the full moon, and the full moon should supposedly pump us towards the upside. So that's coming really soon. So 5 days. When's 5 days up here? It's coming on the 16th. The 16th is the full moon time. This over here was the new moon. Let me pop the moons up here on the chart. You can see here we had the new moon up here. It pushed us down. Full moon pushed us up. So right now we're expecting this full moon to push us up again, hopefully above a certain level up here where we're gonna become very, very bullish. So that's what it got for us. We got moons going for us, guys. We got moons. Besides moons, I'm not seeing that much, but we are hitting very nice support. Everything looks bullish. Everything is playing actually as it should be playing out. Unfortunately, it is scary moment. Somebody posted me on Twitter a very nice. Let me do it like this over here. Somebody posted me on Twitter a very nice image of what he thinks might be happening. There was some kind of a breakout up here. And the same kind of breakout he says is happening over here, right? And you can see here that we had this, we're going back to zero, right? Fake out towards downside. So we are having this same fake out on the downside as well over here, right? So can this, just reverse a blast towards the upside? Definitely can, but we still need this move towards the upside. We still need this move towards the upside for this confirmation to come, right? So this confirmation, with the move towards the upside needs to come, and until that comes, this can definitely just continue going on the downside. We also been talking about, there was one thing we've been talking about yesterday in the live stream, for guys who haven't been here, I can show you quickly what that is. Let's go to the favorites, and there is this called, there is this logarithmic band. If you follow Benjamin Cohen, he looks on logarithmic bands all the time. But we've been talking about why we don't need an 80% drop, because we know that we had 2 drops that were 50% down, and right now, people are still expecting 80% drop. Why? Because 80% drops did happen before, like over here, 83% drop, and up here was this 84% drop. So everybody is expecting some kind of 83% drop. But you can see here, if we get that, we go back below these, these lines. We go back below these, logarithmic lines that are following the price very, very badly with the tops. And the bottoms. It's only over here that we stopped following the tops up here. So the reason we don't need to have an 80% correction on the downside, what everybody's saying, is because this top up here did not come up all the way up here. If it came up here, there might have been, some kind of 70-80% drop towards downside. But over here, what we did actually was, did a 50% move towards downside, then up, then another 50% move towards downside, and then we did what we actually had to do if we had gone all the way up here. And what's that? Coming back to the buy zone down here. And you can see right here that we are in some kind of buy zone. If you see previous moves on the downside down here, down here, it is following these, between these, which line? This line, 1 2 3 1 2 3, very, very slow down here. This is the buy zone on the downside. So right now we are just above the buy zone, and technically speaking, it can drop a little bit more down. If you're looking at these logarithmic lines, that would be something like 33,000 down here. We can go all the way there, maybe even overshoot that a little bit up here. But this is probably some kind of, if you're looking at these lines, this is probably some kind of a buy zone down here. So what happened up here is some kind of consolidation pattern that pushed the price towards where it should be pushing, because when you get extended, you have this big drop on the downside. But we did not get extended too much. We just went kind of sideways, waiting for some kind of moving average to consolidate. And right now, technically, we can continue going towards the upside, towards some kind of 200k target up here. But the drop towards downside is still all valid. And we said it before, around 33,000, 32,000. So we're gonna be looking at these levels again. If you're gonna come back down again to retest these levels, and once we've done that, I think that might be the bottom, right? So it's interesting chart, so I thought I should mention it on the stream as well here, because it doesn't have that much, if you look at this chart over here, it doesn't have much room to go down. This is Corona dump, so this is black swan event, just dropped through the through the bottom and then climbed back up again, right? But right now it does look like we have some kind of bottom down here, right? And so we shouldn't, we technically can go more down, but it's not like we're going down to 20 or 10k, at least not by looking at this chart over here. So that might be some kind of nice news. I'm sick of this and considering selling it, so might be the bottom. Elvis Presley to Bitcoin, I can't help falling in love with you. Trading volume is low. Yeah, the volume is good, because depends on where you look at the volume. But we always look at the volume on the we always look on the volume on Qcoin. I don't know why it doesn't seem to follow the price for whatever reason. So you can see here on the weekly time frame up here, when it came up here and started going down, it it pumped on the retest, if that's a retest. Now on the daily time frame, you can see here that the volume is actually following the price, which is quite nice. So going up towards the upside, we went up with the volume, and once we started going on the downside down here, went down with the volume. So price going down and the volume going down, that means that this move towards the downside is not that strong. So that's why, that's also another reason why I'm expecting a pump towards the upside, because this dropping volume while we're going down, and we are not going down like like this. We're kind of going down right now, kind of turning around, turning sideways to the right, so a little bit, and that looks a little bit weak to me. So I think we are just pushing up here before we bounce and continue towards the upside. I think I won't say too much about that, because this can play I'm still more bullish than bearish. To tell you the truth, guys, I'm 90% bullish, 10% bearish, and I'm gonna be that way until we break below the line, below the line. I mean, once we break these lines down here, guys, once we break this line out here, the 50, the 100 moving average, get into this area down here, that's gonna be, start to being bad, and if we exit down here, that's panic. So this over here is fear, and this down here is panic area, right? And this down here is capitulation area. So we got, we got levels that we have to, break to get to, and but over here, this area up here, that's accumulation area. And up here it's bullish area. So you gotta, we are bullish. wait. Accumulation area should be something up here. Everything up here. Accumulation area, and then you know this is the bullish area. So you got a bullish accumulation, fear, panic, capitulation, and anything below. I think capitulation should be below down here as well. So you know, but there are levels that you have to get into and how to feel. But right now, I think it's accumulation area, and the reason I think this accumulation area, I've explained this before. Once we started going on the downside down here, I said this is what's gonna happen. Everybody's looking at this, ascending triangle up here, ascending triangle up here. Everybody's looking at this triangle, but this is a wrong triangle. And what I think is going to happen, I think it's going to break inside this ascending triangle, and everybody's going to think, oh, we are back in the triangle, and be fearful. But since we know that there is triangle up here and there's support here at 41.8, the area between this, resistance line up here and this support line down here, this area over here, this is going to be accumulation zone. So how long this goes sideways, I don't know, but this is accumulation zone right now for the next move towards the upside. Because people are so very fearful that we are going to drop on the downside because we are back in the triangle. And I say until we actually break inside this triangle, I haven't seen anybody drawing the triangle the way I draw the triangle. So I believe in the triangle a lot, especially when I do something that other people are not doing. So down here, inside this triangle, if we drop in the triangle down here, that's bad. But as long as we are not in the triangle on the downside down here and we are in this area over here, that's accumulation area. The way I see that's accumulation area over here, because a lot of people are fearful, they are bearish, they are selling. Like Johnny G said, I'm sick of this, consider selling, it might be the bottom. That might be that there is probably some kind of liquidity to be getting out of this over here right now. And I think that it's only a matter of time before this actually bounces towards upside. Now, I might be a little bit overly bullish, and I am still overly bullish, but I am bullish when there is need to be bullish, and I'm bearish when there is need to be bearish, right? When prices, dropping through certain levels, breaking the supports, then I become, oh man, this doesn't look good. But the thing is, it's not quite time to be bearish. On the daily time frame, it's exactly where it needs to be. On the weekly time frame, we still need 7 days left to confirm the bearish trend. So there can be some kind of reversal in the making. This might have been some kind of top ending, but it still needs to break certain levels. It still needs to confirm certain stuff for us to say, okay, this is bearish, right? So the way I'm seeing this right now, accumulation zone right over here, we get down here, this is fear, down here this is panic, below down there is capitulation, oh, this is accumulation zone, and then once we start breaking this towards the upside, this is bullish, and this is bull run up here, or whatever it's gonna be, right? So there are certain levels that you have to break it into, and stuff like that, and down here, fear kicks in a little bit, oh, we're gonna drop down, you drop down, oh, there is right now panic, and then you drop down, oh, there is capitulation, there are certain levels that needs to happen, right? But right now, the way I see it, I'm still bullish on the chart, and something needs to, happen for me to, say, okay, it's bad. And the thing that's gonna happen is if you drop back in the triangle. I'm not sweating. Patience is key. Patience is key, of course. Everybody says time in the market beats timing in the market, but who got 100 years? Who's got 100 years? We all want to get rich by next Friday. Yeah, that's it. Okay, questions, guys. You can ask questions, anything. Broken out of channel and retouched. Also had bullish divergence on 4-hour yesterday. Haven't seen that bullish divergence on 4-hour yesterday. If you mean this bullish divergence down here, it's not divergence. I've been seeing that, but it's not divergence. This is the problem with people doing, looking for divergences. You gotta look at pivot points. Pivot point to the pivot point. This is a pivot point up here. This is a pivot point up here, and this pivot point. So this pivot point and this pivot point needs to be connected, and they are connected. So there is no divergence. For people looking at, and there is no divergence up here. So let me just clean up a little bit up here. So this pivot point, this pivot goes down, and this pivot point, this pivot goes down. So there is no divergence. It's only divergence if you look at it like this over here from this one. But this is not. And we can actually go to the 8-hourly time frame. Let's see on 8-hourly time frame. And on 8-hourly time frame, there is actually divergence up here. There is actually divergence up here on the 8-hourly time frame. So maybe it's gonna pump towards the upside. looking to get this bullish cross up here on the 8 hourly, but daily does look bearish. Daily is down here, but let me see 2 days crossing down. Up here weekly is right now still in green. Weekly MACD cross is still in green even after this pull towards downside, which is okay. So we can technically still continue going towards upside. We still don't have any kind of bearish cross or anything. If we continue dropping on the downside down here, we might get some kind of bearish cross. But right now it's okay. It's okay, no problem, guys, no problem. That's true. Do you expect fast dump and fast recovery? No, I don't do that. I don't actually expect any kind of dump either. I expect just you know, maybe a little bit more, you know, wicks to the downside, but you know, it's not big wicks. I don't expect anything big to happen. I just expect maybe some kind of like this wicks over here, like small moves towards downside, but mostly I expect sideways movement and then pump towards the upside. That's what I'm looking for right now. But I can be wrong and this can go down, and if it goes down, we're gonna, you know, tell you guys, probably there will be some emergency live stream on that. But right now I'm looking for this recovery down towards up here. I'd like to have some profit soon to be happy when we are on a bull run again, hopefully not waiting for years. VeChain, you son of a... Well, since you put it that nicely. VeChain about 3.2. Last night we said that this might have been some kind of a bump and run pattern on VeChain up here. Whether this is a bump and run pattern, you know, it kind of depends, but you know, it does look okay-ish when you look at the chart up here on the 4-hourly time frame. The question is whether this is bump and run pattern, because you can see here it does follow, you know, perfect bump and run pattern. You got a slow lead in part over here. Then you got a bump part up here where it, you know, just moves very fast towards the upside, and then you got a run pattern up here that's happening right now, going towards downside. So this is a bump and run pattern. Unfortunately, this run part usually should be down here at 44.43. Now I'm not quite sure about that because, you know, Bitcoin, I'm expecting Bitcoin to go towards the upside, but you know, if it drops on downside, we are looking at some kind of low levels on this. So we are also looking on VeChain to actually recover rather sooner than later. What's the expected low of BTC? There is no expected right now. I think if we are at the low, if you start breaking downside, then I'm gonna tell you the next low, you know. Empire pullback, but still looking good, I think. Let's check out this low cap altcoin called Empire. Empire did have a pullback. It does still look good. Let's go on the daily time frame. Still not, the trend is still intact. It does look like the trend is still intact up here. Yeah, the trend is still intact. Unfortunately, this looks like a blow off top up here. How much did it go up here? 85%. But the trend, the larger trend is still intact, and it's only when it breaks this larger trend that might be that it's, you know, done. But you can see also here, let's go to the 1 hour time frame, this fast trend towards the upside did get broken, unfortunately. So this you know, this is one trend, this is increasing speed of the trend, so it might have been some kind of blow off top up here. I'm gonna draw this something like this, maybe something like this up here, give or take. Let's say something like this up here, because it does look nice. So this secondary trend, I cannot up there. I'm gonna use this one. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Let's say this one. So this secondary trend up here got broken down here. You can see broken, went all the way to the support, right back up to the resistance, went down, try again to get up above this trend, failed to do that. So I think the probability right now, is to, you know, go sideways. You can see that it created these two very nice tops up here. Create these two very nice tops up here, so it is creating some kind of triangle pattern up here, over here right now. Maybe something like this up here, triangle pattern. And once it actually exits out the triangle pattern towards downside or upside, this is gonna, you know, indicate some kind of continuation of the trend toward, you know, following this trend up here without, you know, even after breaking this, or down here and actually break of this big trend up here. Then what we, if it breaks on downside, what we can expect is another, you know, tries up here or something like that before it does go on the downside and pulls back. But it might be the first sign of weakness right now happening on the chart, but we don't know. Now, that said, this did pump a lot, unfortunately, and it needs a pullback, you know, one way or other. This pumped like 5x. 5x is psychological resistance. So psychological resistance work like they work. Right now it went down 26%, right now it's only down 20. But you can see here it's still following this trend towards the upside, and it's only when we start breaking trend towards the downside that something, you know, might happen. Cult is also down 12%, and we said that Cult does not look good at all. Or I don't know, what do we say? Yeah, this on 4-hourly daily time frame. Yeah, it's still below. I don't know what Cult is, but I've seen people talking about it, but I just don't see it on the charts. On the charts, it does not look all that well. So the most important thing right now for Bitcoin is just, you know, stay above certain levels up here on the daily time frame. The daily time frame is the most important, you know. We've been looking at this 4-hourly time frame. Here's the problem with the 4-hourly time frame. This is a perfect example of what's wrong when people are looking at the small time frames. So we've been very bullish on the small time frames on Bitcoin, right? And we said it's a small time frames and it's bullish. So we started being bullish down here, right? Exactly after this candle over here, we start being bullish. Why? Well, this is, you know, a bullish engulfing candle, so it's a bullish candle. So that's first sign of strength. You can see this, you know, resistance up here. So there was some kind of double bottom up here that we broke above that. So that was the second sign of strength on the chart. Second side, so we got this bullish engulfing candle, we got this double bottom, right? That's very nice. We also got this price going towards downside while the RSI is going towards upside, so we had bullish divergence on the RSI down here, right? So that's good. We're also getting on this candle up here, we're also getting the bullish cross on the MACD, so that was good, right? So everything over here was telling us, yeah, this is the bottom and it's gonna go up. Now this is all good and dandy, but unfortunately a bottom on a 4-hourly time frame cannot help you that much. This went on for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candles, and that's enough, guys. You cannot expect some kind of 4-hourly bottom to play out for 3 weeks after that. You know, 4-hourly bottom plays out for, you know, certain amount of candles up there towards something, and this did play out on the dollar, right? But unfortunately it's not what we're looking for. We are looking for big time frames to, you know, last a little bit longer than, you know, day and a half or whatever this lasted, right? So this did play out nicely. This was double bottom with everything bullish engulfing, and unfortunately this is happening on the small time frames. This is happening small. Yeah, I can see the dump over here, but we're gonna talk about it. But unfortunately this is happening on the small time frames. So ultimately what we want to do is we want to see the same kind of things, but we want to see it on the daily time frame. We want to see double bottom over here. We want to see bullish engulfing candle. We want to see, you know, RSI divergence. We want to, you know, see the volume kicking in. You know, there is, you know, you want to see bullish signs on the daily time frame or on the weekly time frame. And the biggest, you know, the biggest problem is that people get, you know, problems, you know, with the charts is that they're looking at small time frames. And even though 4-hourly looks like a big time frame, it is a small time frame. It can tell you something about what's about to happen, but it needs to translate into daily time frame, and daily time frame needs to translate into weekly time frame, because if it doesn't do that and you don't get patterns on the daily or the weekly time frame, it's gonna die out. And right now this move up here played nicely. Unfortunately it did die out. So right now people are saying in the chat we are going down. Yes, we are pulling a little bit more on the downside down here. There's no divergence up here on the 1-hourly time frame. It's a very small time frame, so we're not gonna you know what, guys, we're gonna do it like this up here. Let's see up here, let's see if we can find anything up here. So this engulfing, this up here. Oh yes, that's the line. Okay, let's try to find the lines, guys, because right now we are getting pretty decent amount of data. Now this could be some kind of falling wedge. This could be some kind of falling wedge. Now why did I actually draw through everything up here and everything up here? Where, you know, this is where these engulfing candles comes in. When you got this engulfing candle, you can just erase that. And you can see up here, this is a engulfing candle, so we erase that. And you can see up here, this are engulfing candles, so we erase that. So these 4 candles up here and these 2 candles up here can be erased, removed, so you don't have to, you know, use the wicks on those. But you can see all of these wicks up here, all of these wicks, 1, 2, 3, 4 wicks in a row, hitting it on the dollar. These 1 or 2 wicks up here, 1, 2 wicks up here, and you can see right now we are hitting that down there. Also confirmed up here. Maybe it's could be a little bit up, a little bit down up here. Let's see up here. Now it has to be these lines. Yeah, give or take, maybe. So maybe it's some kind of a, let me just move this back a little bit. Maybe it's some kind of falling wedge right now happening. Maybe it's a small time falling wedge, maybe small. So some kind of hope, you guys, on the small time frame, just like we said, on the small time frames, things don't play out that long, but you know, it can, you know, push us a little bit towards the upside, and on, you know, 4-hour time frame it can push us more, and then on daily time frame, you know, it might, you know, play out towards the upside. Wow, morning stream too. How does the 3-day chart on BTC look? I don't know. I only had 2-day chart up here, but you know, we can look at 3-day chart. I haven't looked at 3-day chart ever. I mean, sometimes I did look at it, but we're getting some kind of support down here at some kind of levels. This is nothing else. So we broke that. We got this down here. So there is some kind of support over here on the 20 moving average and down here. So it's just like normal daily chart. It's a little bit different, but you know, we still got this very nice support down here at 41.8. That's what we're looking for, guys. That's what we're looking for. 41.8, these 2 moving averages up here, the resistance up here. This is the only thing that matters. We don't want to break through this on downside. And this is the daily time frame, so you know, we gotta wait a little bit until this actually plays out. Anything that happens in small time frames really doesn't matter. The daily time frame needs to close inside the triangle up here, and once that does that, you know, that is that. You better when you come, you know better when you come, get greedy when others are in fear. But I don't know, are others in fear right now? Do other people think that we are gonna drop on the downside? I don't know. What is fear and greed index right now at? Let's see up here. By the way, Luna, you know, the token means moon, of course. That's our coin right now. Luna is our coin. Of course it's gonna moon. Oh, guys, do you know what I just thought about? First, Solana pumped, Solana being the sun. Solana pumped up here, right? Big time. Solana pumped on 8th of November, up until 8th of November up here, right? It pumped like crazy. 8th November 21. Then Luna, where is Luna? 28th, so 8th November up here. So up here was Solana, and then came after Solana came Luna. So you got Sol and Luna. Yeah. So these 2 things. Yeah, something shady is going on, guys. Something shady is going on. Something shady. What I want to see. What time is daily close? In daily close is in 14 hours and 31 minutes. Our coin Luna to the moon. Our coin Luna to the moon. I don't know. I want to see, look at something, and then I forgot what am I supposed to be looking at. Fearing, yes, fearing. Thank you. Fear and greed index. So fear and greed index right now is at I was think 30 or something like that. Yeah, 32. So yeah, people are a little fearful, but it's not extreme fear, you know. But it might be just enough, you know, for us to pump towards the upside. So that's good. Let's see here, maximum fear and greed. It is a little bit on the downside, you know. This chart would be better if it was overlay over, you know, a regular chart. Let's see up here. Fear and greed index indicator. There is actually fear and greed index. Let's clean up everything, and then we're gonna overlay the chart. Fear and greed indicator. Daily update. Well, yeah, clear everything. What the? Okay, I need to do like this. There we go. Clear up everything. Go there, there, and fear. Yeah, I don't know which one to use, but you know, it's getting the data. Fear and greed index. How can fearful right now going towards the upside? I don't know which one to use. I don't know which one to use. Fear and greed indicator down here. Extreme levels of fear down here. I don't know. It doesn't tell me anything. It doesn't tell me anything. People sell Sol and buy Luna. Yeah, we're going from the sun to the moon. If you want to go to the moon, buy Zilliqa. Yeah, Zilliqa is right now pumping a little bit, but you know, it did just pump too much. So this move towards the upside is, you know, we'll see if it gets some kind of bottom there, because it looks nice. I mean, it did, you know, it did pull back 50% after, you know, 4.6x towards the upside. It pulled down like 50%. You know what this chart reminds me of this chart over here. This is Rubik chart, but you know, there might be some similarities here. And this one up here, we're gonna put Zilliqa chart up here. Daily time frame. Nah, almost, but not all the way through. So what you're gonna see here is that up here it went down to some kind of support level, held this 10 moving average, right now climbed back up again, right? It's falling down a little bit up down here, but you know, it had the same move up here. Maybe this is on the 4-hourly time frame. No, it should be maybe 8. Let's see the time frame. Maybe on 4 hours, let's see. This went way too long down. Nah, I don't know. Just forget about it. Just forget about it. Just forget about it. Okay, just forget about it. Is there divergence here forming on the small time frames up here? Yeah, there is small divergence up here, but you know, small time frame. Massive dumping. 0.44 is not massive. When moon inu. Yeah, we are gonna wait for euphoria to kick in, you know, to the masses, and then we're gonna launch. Zilliqa have met topple is dropping soon. News, unfortunately priced in. CPO is next 100x. CPO, we gotta check that out. CPO, this is gonna be the last thing I'm checking out. Up here, let's see weekly time frame up here. It went down, still below 10 moving average. Does not look strong at all. On daily time frame, it's below all of the moving averages on downside. It broke the trend, unfortunately, up here. So it looks very weak. It looks very weak. Can it pump? Yeah. We can also check it out on CoinMarket. Just see it, CPO. If it doesn't have like less than like 10 million market cap, I don't know. It does have to be less than 10 million market cap, but you know. It's so low market cap after this big bleed towards downside that, you know, I don't see it. I think something is wrong with the chart. You cannot have 700, you know, 1,000 market cap and still bleed this much on the downside. I mean, if this was bullish, this would at least, you know, hold some kind of nice levels, but it isn't. So I don't know. CPI figures out tomorrow, it dumps everything they are released and will be worse tomorrow. Yeah, so everybody say, I heard talk about CPI numbers, you know, but I'm not quite sure how this is gonna play out. I'm not sure how that's gonna play out, but we'll see, we'll see. Anyways, guys, 45 minutes Bitcoin Daily live stream. We're gonna try to be more on the dollar tomorrow. Hit the like button below, and that's it. That's the only thing you have to hit the like button on the way out. See you tomorrow, same time, same place. Bye bye. Okay, guys, cool. We good? With all product chain activity going on, I'm very bullish on Polkadot. Maybe. Bye bye.